Good morning, everybody. Can I please ask the audience to rise for our national anthem? As Grand Marshal for this event, I now declare commencement ceremonies for the Keck School of Medicine of the University of Southern California open. And now I would like to present to you the Dean of the Keck School of Medicine of USC, Dr. Carolyn Meltzer. Although Dean Meltzer started as Dean on March 1st of this year, her formal installation as our Dean did not occur until just 3 weeks ago. But even before she arrived to USC, she had started to busily learn the lay of the land, interacting with our faculty, our staff, and our students, our critical constituencies, and our local community, both in person and on that dreaded Zoom. She will have many challenges ahead of her, but she has brought with her a sense of optimism, purpose, and commitment that makes us all excited about the future of the Keck School of Medicine. We are pleased to welcome Dean Meltzer to her first USC graduation. It is with great pleasure and pride. Dean Meltzer, I present to you the class of 2022.
Thank you, Dr. Watanabe. It is wonderful to be here and to be here in person with all of you. Graduates, please remove your caps for the invocation. Reverend Burklow, would you please come to the lectern and lead us? Thank you.
Dear graduates, it's taken a long time for you to get here. So now, in a moment of meditative prayer, let us be all the way here. Not just physically present, but spiritually present. Fully awake to this wonderful moment. Dear one, source and purpose of life, mother of our urge to learn and grow, Father of our desire to heal and to serve, we gather with humble and grateful hearts to reflect on the long, hard road that these graduates have walked to reach this time and place. And we gather to enjoy the fruits of all that time, study, effort, and care. May we appreciate not only the happiness of this occasion, but also its sacredness. May our delight in accomplishments earned be intensified by our awareness of the precious trust that comes with these degrees. May our awareness of your divine presence heighten the heartiness of our celebration today. Amen.
Good morning. Everybody, please be seated. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 17th Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Nurse Anesthesia, Master of Science, and Master of Public Health graduation ceremony. I'm delighted to see so many colleagues, friends, and family members here with us today. And I would like to recognize our Grand Marshal, Dr. Richard Watanabe, who serves as the Associate Dean and Professor for Health and Population Science Programs. Members of the class of 2022, congratulations on your tremendous achievement. You made it. You crossed the finish line. We are all honored to be here with you today for our first in-person commencement ceremony since the pandemic started. These last few years have been unprecedented. As graduate students, you've been on an extraordinary journey, balancing your studies with the urgency of the present moment, a global pandemic, the ongoing climate crisis, a national movement for social justice, and much more. I'm new to USC, but I've been learning a lot about how special this graduating cohort is. I've learned how resilient you are. You navigated your academic requirements while history was unfolding all around you. You stayed engaged and focused. Through every stage of the pandemic, you kept our research programs running. Thanks to your dedication, today the Keck School is in a position of strength, and our research programs continue to lead in scientific discovery. We are tremendously proud of what you have accomplished. The training that you have received here at the Keck School has positioned you well for the next step of your professional and personal journey. One thing the pandemic has reminded us all is how important science is to human health and flourishing. Bioscience education and research are as essential to our social fabric as clean air and water. Scientific innovation is the key to our shared future, and it's going to take new leaders like you to get us there. As you leave this campus today, I hope you take the values of this place with you. Integrity, inclusion, accountability, and respect. I hope you keep these values front and center wherever you go from here. You will be representing USC and the Keck School of Medicine. Today you become our ambassadors. As you journey forward, I hope you keep in mind these words by Marie Curie, two-time winner of the Nobel Prize in Physics and Chemistry. Nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood. Now is the time to understand more so that we may fear less. Congratulations to the class of 2022. I salute you. On behalf of the faculty and staff here at USC, we can't wait to see the difference that you make in our understanding of this world. Go with courage, and thank you. Now I invite Dr. Peggy Farnham, Vice Dean for Health and Biomedical Science Education, to announce the student speakers for the class of 2022. Dr. Farnham.
The class of 2022 has chosen two of its members to acknowledge this occasion on their behalf. Elizabeth Tapia, Master of Public Health candidate, will be introduced by Dr. Amy Wong, Director of the MPH program. And Lee Bear Dechai Saba, Doctor of Philosophy candidate in the Medical Biophysics program, will be introduced by Dr. Peter Kuhn, Dean's Professor of Biological Sciences and Professor of Medicine, Biomedical Engineering, in aerospace and mechanical engineering.
Good morning. I am very pleased to announce and introduce our first student speaker, Elizabeth Tapia. Elizabeth began her USC Master of Public Health program as a progressive degree student while successfully completing her bachelor's degree in health promotion and disease prevention. Elizabeth concentrated her training in Masters of Public Health on community health promotion and achieved the highest academic remarks. She is a recipient of numerous scholarships and completed multiple internships, where she demonstrated her community and commitment to improve the health of her surrounding communities. One of the internships that she completed was at the Office of Women's Health for Los Angeles County Department of Public Health, where she worked as a part of Women's Health Equity Coalition to improve women's rights and access to health care and monitor the legislative changes in Roe versus Wade. She also interned at the Division of Safety Research for the CDC, where she worked on disparate risk evaluation for fatal occupational injuries for Latino population. She worked in vaccine outreach programs for the underserved Latino community and volunteered as a medical interpreter through USC's Flying Samaritans program. Ms. Tapia also actively served her USC community as a student ambassador and vice president of the Master of Public Health Student Association. She has truly proven herself to be a remarkable scholar and a natural leader who cares deeply about the health equity and improvement for all. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our student speaker, Elizabeth Tapia.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for the lovely introduction, Dr. Huang. And good morning. Congratulations to the entire class of 2022 graduates. Today marks a huge milestone for all of us. Some of us have been in school for nearly 2, 3, or even 5 or more years. And regardless of the time spent in our respective programs, the degrees we have earned today are well-deserved, especially given the circumstances of the past couple of years. Our experience as incoming health professionals, researchers, or providers puts us in a unique position because we have witnessed firsthand how the expertise of our professors, faculty, mentors, and now our expertise in our fields has and will continue to contribute to the monumental progress made in understanding pandemics, vaccines, healthcare systems, and more. Despite all the technical knowledge gained, both in my graduate program and during the pandemic, I have consistently been shown that empathy is the greatest value and skill that someone in our fields can have. Empathy is defined as the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. In our fields, we are constantly working with and learning about diverse communities and identities, many of which we are a part of, and many that we inherently cannot be part of. To be the best professionals that we can be to all communities that we may encounter, we need to step out of our own shoes and preconceived ideas and just listen. Listen to the individual people and the communities we work with. Despite our formal education and training, we cannot always assume to know what is best. Sometimes we need to be okay with knowing nothing at all. The best way we can empower these individuals and communities we work with is to come with an open mind, have no expectations, and just listen to them, to their stories, their lives, their laughter, and their tears. Because whether we are conducting research, treating a patient, or developing a health initiative, the most knowledgeable people come from the communities we serve and work with. When we are truly able to understand their stories and share their feelings of pain, worry, love, and hope, when we empathize with them, that is how we will provide the most comprehensive care, implement the most effective programming, and produce the most compelling research. And finally, I want each of you to be reminded that every statistic about illness or death or patient history read in a file are not just abstract concepts. They represent a person, a real person, someone with family, friends, hopes, dreams, and passions about life, just like you and me. Given the struggles of the past 2 years, I know this pandemic has made it easier to feel desensitized to the number of lives lost or altered. But what is important for us to remember is that our unique position in healthcare and in health research comes during a time where we have more responsibility than ever to not become desensitized by what we see around us, but instead to lead with empathy, because we are not just the healthcare professionals of tomorrow, we are healthcare professionals starting today. So I task each of you to take the knowledge and skills learned here at USC and use those to practice empathy, not just as healthcare professionals, but as people with compassion as well. Thank you, and fight on.
Good morning. It's my pleasure to introduce the second speaker of today. Liber Endikayasaba is a doctoral student in the molecular biophysics program at the Keck School of Medicine, and he's also a graduate research assistant at the USC Michelson Convergent Science Cancer Institute. Liber, throughout his life, is really a champion of scientific innovation and impact with a strong determination to leverage the understanding of disease complexity to create innovative medicines. A future that I not only sign on to, but I'm really excited to actually see him succeed in, and all of us benefit from. But Liber is also a champion of humankind, or maybe better framed, a champion of kind humans. He served as the Director of Globalization and Inclusion for the graduate student government at USC during some very difficult time periods of 2020 and 2021. He's always aware of the needs of others around him and provides both mentorship and leadership where needed. This applies equally in settings where he started an organization to support first-generation students, or in settings where he's teaching summer boot camps to incoming graduate students. Importantly, of course, is Liber's dedication to science and discovery. As a graduate assistant, he established a brand new research program in our institute in multiple myeloma, and he started building out a strategy of investigation to understand that complexity of this disease and its progression from a benign condition to lethal disease, again, very much in the spirit of his life's mission. This kind of journey is complicated and can be at times frustrating, but it's exactly the kind of challenge that Liber is thriving on and, in fact, accelerating in to get to that finish line and make a difference. Please welcome Liber, your 2022 student speaker.
Thank you, Dr. Kuhn, for the introduction. Dean Meltzer, distinguished members of the faculty, beloved families, honored guests, and the graduating class of 2022. Today is an exciting day. Before we are crowned for our scientific and intellectual achievements, let's first thank those who supported us. Thank you to teachers from first grade to today's grade who cultivated in us a sense of wonder and curiosity. Thank you to the USC community that served as an intellectual home for us to flourish. Thank you to parents, families, and loved ones who were there for us through the good and the bad days. Personally, I would like to thank my mother. After losing my dad during the 1993 civil war in Burundi, my mom raised me and my 4 siblings as refugees. And despite the fact that she never attended school and cannot read or write, she somehow understood the value of education and provided everything for us to pursue our dreams. From her, I learned the value of hard work, resilience, courage, and humility. Core values that have guided me through life to this moment. So thank you to our support systems that made sacrifices for this momentous day to happen. Let's give them a round of applause. Today is also a day of celebration because every one of us had to overcome many challenges to become the scholars and leaders that we are right now. I started school as a barefooted little boy in sub-Saharan Africa, selling peanuts on the streets of northern Burundi. Twice I was hospitalized with malaria. And thanks to the scientists just like you who developed chloroquine, I am here today. And in 2008, In 2008, I came to the United States to pursue higher education. I landed in San Francisco, overwhelmed as everything moved fast and everything was big. Experiencing homesickness and homelessness, I quickly learned to navigate my new life. Truth be told, there were moments when I wanted to give up. But in the midst of all obstacles, the excitement of doing science and learning how medicines are made kept me going. Realizing that one step at a time, my childhood dreams of becoming a scientist were starting to seem attainable. Perhaps someday, I thought to myself. So as I stand on this stage today, I am humbled and I celebrate that what was once a dream has been achieved. As we rejoice on this extraordinary day, let's take a moment to reflect, not just on the exciting times and days that fueled our passion, but also on the tough days that challenged us and made us push harder and grow. Perhaps it was the long and tireless nights in the lab, writing a paper, studying for an exam, or the disappointment of a failed experiment, or the COVID pandemic days we spent on never-ending Zoom calls. Or perhaps it was just the train track noise behind Curry Hall. Whatever the challenges you faced, class of 2022, you did it. So today, allow yourself to feel. Feel the distance of how far you have come. Feel the heights of your achievements. And feel the weight of your own accomplishments. And most especially, feel the promise of what lies ahead. Tomorrow we begin anew. And today I ask of you, what will you do with your degree? We are privileged to have been educated at one of the finest universities on this planet, trained in basic science and clinical research, by exceptional talent at the Keck School of Medicine of USC. One may ask, for what purpose then? How will your intellectual prowess and scientific discoveries solve healthcare disparities and enable access to medicines, not just for the diabetic patients in LA's underserved communities who cannot afford their next dose of insulin, but also for the children in South Sudan afflicted by measles? How will your USC education and research contribute not just to fighting against anti-science trends in the United States, but also to reduce the gender education gap for girls kept out of school in Guatemala? How will your research talents and innovations alleviate the suffering, not just for wealthy executives, but also for the homeless on Skid Row struggling with mental health? These are the grand challenges of our generation, and we have been called for this vocation. We are the pioneers of medical science, the guardians of human health. USC trained us to unravel the complexities of human disease. But let's also make sure that our impact in research and healthcare is accessible to all and to everyone. Congratulations, and fight on.
Thank you, Elizabeth and Liber. It is my great pleasure to introduce Dr. Dexter Holland, lead singer of the rock band The Offspring. Dr. Holland graduated from Pacifica High School in Garden Grove, California. In fact, he was the valedictorian and he led the mathematics team. After high school, Dr. Holland earned a Bachelor of Science degree in biology and a Master of Science in molecular biology here at USC. He then began his PhD studies at USC, but ended up putting his PhD work on hold for over 20 years due to the incredible success of The Offspring. In fact, The Offspring have sold more than 40 million records worldwide, making them one of the best-selling rock bands in history. Although written when he was on hiatus from his PhD studies, I wonder if the lyrics, "The more you suffer, the more it shows you really care," might resonate with many of our graduates here in the auditorium. Dr. Holland was finally able to return to our health science campus, and he completed his PhD in 2017 under the mentorship of Dr. Soraya Rashid. The title of his dissertation was Discovery of Mature MicroRNA Sequences Within the Protein Coding Regions of Global HIV Genomes, Predictions of Novel Mechanisms for Viral Infection and Pathogenicity. I first met Dr. Holland on the HSC campus when he was close to finishing his PhD work. I was impressed with his down-to-earth personality and his dedication to his research project. I also came to realize that he is a fan of spicy food, and over the years I have enjoyed several taco lunches with him. Clearly, Dr. Holland has a passion for both music and science, and I hope that his experiences will demonstrate to our community and to our students that science can be an integral part of all of our lives. I feel that Dr. Holland's career is a wonderful example of how we can each take our own path through life. For some of us, it was a straight shot from high school graduation to our graduate degrees to our academic careers. For Dr. Holland, when faced with two roads and a yellow wood, he took the one less traveled by. But unlike the traveler in the poem by Robert Frost, Dr. Holland did return and also travel down the second path at a later time. And here at USC, we are so glad he did. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Dexter Holland as our commencement speaker.
Thank you, thank you. I want to thank the faculty. Thank you, Dr. Farnham. Thank you, Dr. Rashid. It's also a real pleasure to meet the new dean of the Keck School of Medicine, Dr. Meltzer. And I want to thank the alumni, staff, and friends. And I want to send a special thank you to the parents. I know you're very proud of your graduates today, and for some of you, I know you thought this day would never come. Your child is an actual doctor. Just think, in about a month, some of you are going to have an actual doctor moving back home. Now, I want to especially thank the graduates and congratulate them. And with all sincerity, it's truly an honor to be here. And of course, you probably assume that I'm obligated to say that. I mean, I am, after all, playing to an audience of skeptical minds. But I can't just make statements without research to back it up. And I am especially honored to be here because I, too, have graduated from this school. As Dr. Farnham said, my first degree from USC was in biology back in 1988. And this is my school, too, and I'm very proud of it. When I first got the call to do the speech, I thought it was a prank or something, or I owed money to the library, or they were just trying to get me to pick up the phone. Because really, I'm pretty sure I'm mid-placement on the doctor list to speak at commencements. I mean, at my commencement, the speaker was Dr. Desmond Tutu, and that was the real deal. He was the guy. Well, today I'm the guy. You could have had almost any doctor speak, a Dr. Fauci, Dr. Phil, Dr. Dre, but instead it's me, a proud doctor of molecular biology. And perhaps you've even read my dissertation. I know she read the title, but it was so good I had to say it again. My dissertation's title was Discovery of Mature MicroRNA Sequences Within the Protein Coding Regions of Global HIV-1 Genomes, Predictions of Novel Mechanisms for Viral Infection and Pathogenicity. I mean, the title barely fit on the front cover, right? A page-turner, nonetheless. A guilty pleasure read. So many people don't know this, but I've actually graduated from USC 3 times. The first time when I came out to USC out of high school and received a bachelor's in biological sciences, I thought that I wanted to go to medical school. I mean, much to the delight of my parents, right? But along the way, I realized that I really loved molecular biology. I was fascinated with DNA and its code and how the processes related to genetic expression can be used to enhance life. But here's the thing, huge plot twist, I loved rock and roll. You know, I loved playing in a punk band. I loved being a musician. So I had these two great loves. How would I decide? Well, as foolish as it sounds, I decided to pursue both. I continued on my educational path, first with a master's degree and then as a doctoral candidate in molecular biology. But I also carried on as the singer in my band, The Offspring. And the best of both worlds, right? Well, not quite, because you see, I never told my professors that I was in a punk rock band. Right? I mean, obviously, I didn't want to distract them from my commitment or make them think that I wasn't dedicated to the research. And it was an easy secret to keep. I mean, it wasn't likely that I was going to run into the faculty at a midnight gig at the Roxy or the Troubadour in Hollywood, right? Like I said, it was an easy secret to keep until 1994 when The Offspring took off. And I mean, it really took off. I'm talking selling 1 million records in a month, being at the top of the charts. That was like really when the rubber hit the road. The time had come. I had to make a decision. So nervously, I finally had to tell my advisor, I'm sorry, Dr. Rashid, that I needed to leave the program. My punk band, The Offspring, was in heavy rotation on MTV. Imagine the look of shock and maybe a little confusion on her face when I tried to explain to this worldwide renowned research scientist, A, what a punk band was, and B, what MTV was. But nevertheless, she was gracious and she wished me well. Of course, my mom, my family, and my professors all urged me to put the whole rock and roll thing on hold. But I knew that this opportunity had come and it wouldn't be there in a couple years. I had to go now. That now has now lasted over 20 years, on the road, playing concerts, and in recording studios, making records. And so my story has had both a musical side and a scientific side. And I believe that there's an intersection between art and science, and that even in our scientific field, we draw on our creativity. And I want to give you a specific example to illustrate my point. A true story here. So when I was a graduate student, I was in the lab one day and I found myself holding these 2 giant flasks filled with boiling liquid. right? There are these flasks, they call them Erlenmeyer flasks, right? They go down like that, and big at the bottom. And anyway, I was supposed to be pouring this hot liquid into these Petri dishes. That was my task for the day, to prepare Petri dishes, right? But before I could do that, I had to cool these things off. So I tried everything. I took these two flasks, and I placed them next to each other on the lab bench, but they wouldn't cool off. I put them under the hood, these two flasks, and there's a fan blowing air, trying to cool this stuff down, but it just wouldn't cool off. And so finally, I backed up, and I looked at them, and I said to myself, these flasks are never going to cool off. You got to keep them separated. And I swear, that was the moment, the light bulb went off, that was the moment, that was the time when I came up with the catch line for one of our most well-known songs, Come Out and Play. And it was one of my most creative moments, and it was inspired in a scientific moment. And it happened in a lab right here at USC. True story. Crazy, huh? Yeah. Who'd have thought? You know that Keep 'Em Separated song? Turns out it's really about Erlenmeyer flasks. The intersection of art and science. Good stuff. Now, it has occurred to me over the years that when you're a graduate student at a university, that the university technically could claim that they own the intellectual property of a graduate student while that graduate student is attending the school. So I'm hoping that USC doesn't come after me for ownership of the song, right? They wouldn't do that, right? Yeah. They'll be cool. They'll be cool. One thing I have learned is that you never stop learning. And most importantly, that life isn't always a straight line from one place to another. In nature, there are no straight lines. So eventually, I decided to return to USC because I wanted to finish my degree with the professors that I started my journey with. I finally finished and received my doctorate in molecular biology here at USC in 2017. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. See, my particular path took me from education to rock and roll and back to education. But I never gave up on rock and roll, and it never gave up on me. But I digress, because anyway, today, we are here to celebrate you, the graduating class of 2022. This class, what you've been able to accomplish is unprecedented. It's awe-inspiring, truly. Now, this school has had, I looked it up, 138 commencements, 138 graduating classes, but none of them have had to do with the class of 2022 has done. You know, just a couple years ago, what used to be a linear path to a degree was suddenly thrown into chaos by a worldwide pandemic. I mean, everything changed. What used to be a linear path instead became a series of hurdles and pitfalls, stops and starts, hoops to jump through, and somehow overnight, academia had turned into an obstacle course. It was American Ninja Warrior. You were asked to duck and weave, pivot and adapt, all the while discovering new ways to learn and new ways to communicate. But you did it, and no other class has ever had to do that. And you did it in a time when many people have lost their faith in science, and trust in the scientific community as a whole has been challenged. Or even suddenly, scientific research itself was somehow not to be trusted anymore because supposedly it might have a larger agenda, like being microchipped by Bill Gates or something. I don't know. But your feet will be held to the fire every day. Every day, your passion for the truth will be tested. Enjoy. But if anybody can handle it, you can. You have been prepared. Your ability to pivot and adapt is the new world, and you are ready. Thank you, USC. I believe that science is a hunch followed by passion. You follow that hunch because you believe that there's something out there, something that you're about to discover that you don't know yet, something that maybe nobody else in the world knows yet or has ever known. And here at USC, you learn to take that hunch, the notion of what could be a truth, and combine it in your unwavering passion to find that truth, and your perseverance is what has brought you here today. I want to ask you all if you remember, there's this picture, a poster, and it has the kitten, and it's hanging on a branch, and the caption says, "Hang in there, baby." Well, that's what you did. You hung in there. You persevered. You kept the faith. You have kept science alive. You, my friends, are ready to prove that science rocks. Today, you'll receive a piece of paper, you know that piece of paper, your diploma. You'll have it framed, hang it prominently as the evidence of your accomplishment. But that piece of paper represents not just the time in the classroom or the pain you've suffered or the research you've completed. It represents a hunch that was driven by passion. It represents not the end of your learning, but a marker of the sacrifice and commitment to the continued pursuit of the truth. And today we celebrate what generations will remember as the class that did the impossible. And as I come to the end here, I'm getting fired up. I just want to remind you that Isaac Newton may have said, "If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." But my friends, it is your shoulders that others will stand on. You are the giants that those who follow will look up to. You are the kittens dangling in 2022. You hung in there, baby. Congratulations to the class of 2022. Way to go. Doctors in the house, doctors in the house. Well done. Well done, ladies and gentlemen. Well done. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Holland, for those inspiring words. Despite your self-deprecating comments at the beginning of your speech, you were just the right doctor to be with us here today. Thank you. All right. Will all candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy please rise and remain standing for the conferment of your degree? By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I now confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, for which you have been recommended with all the rights, privileges, responsibilities pertaining thereto. As evidence of this degree, you are presented with the diploma of the Keck School of Medicine of the University of Southern California, signed and stamped with the seal of this university. Congratulations. You may be seated. Will all candidates for the degree Doctor of Nurse Anesthesia please rise and remain standing for the conferment of your degree? By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I now confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Nurse Anesthesia, for which you have been recommended with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto. As evidence of this degree, you are presented with a diploma of the Keck School of Medicine of the University of Southern California, signed and stamped with the seal of this university. Congratulations. You may be seated. Will all candidates for the degree Master of Science please rise and remain standing for the conferment of your degree? By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I now confer upon you the degree Master of Science, for which you have been recommended with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. As evidence of this degree, you are presented with the diploma of the Keck School of Medicine of the University of Southern California, signed and stamped with the seal of this university. Congratulations. All right. You may be seated. Will all candidates for the degree Master of Public Health please rise and remain standing for the conferment of your degree? By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I now confer upon you the degree Master of Public Health, for which you have been recommended with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. As evidence of this degree, you are presented with the diploma of the Keck School of Medicine of the University of Southern California, signed and stamped with the seal of this university. Congratulations. You may be seated.
We will now present our graduate with their diplomas. Dr. Ita Ofringa, Associate Dean for PhD graduate programs, will lead the hooding of the Doctor of Philosophy and Doctor of Nurse Anesthesia graduates, followed by Dr. Axel Chontal, Associate Dean for Biomedical Master's programs, who will present the Master of Science and Master of Public Health graduates. Dr. Ofringa, will you please rise to present the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy and Doctor of Nurse Anesthesia degree?
Dr. Schonthal and I are so proud to present to you today the candidates for Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Nurse Anesthesia, Master of Science, and Master of Public Health degrees. Each one of these individuals has made significant contributions to biomedical science, and we are tremendously proud of their accomplishments. We congratulate all of you on your remarkable achievements. Will the Doctor of Philosophy graduates rise and don your caps, and as your name is called, approach the platform to be hooded and to receive your degree.
Liber Jensen Dachayuzaba. Cynthia Nicole Ramirez. Christopher James Rogers. Ingrid Karina Zeladon. Maria Bolshakova. Arthur Galimov. Patricia Escobedo. Carol Ochoa. Diane Seung Kang. Veronica Ortiz. Jonathan Castillo. Sylvia A. Cervantes Cortez. Xu Yu Chen. Sarah Elizabeth Cole. Samantha Swalina. Prashant D'Soisa. Chan Chi Feng. Chu Ting Hung. Kate Millett. Daniel Mullen. Carl Osharkey. Alicia Kristen Peterson. Urvi Nikhil Shroff. Kelsey Ann Simpson. Carly Rose Streles. Jiming Weiding. Karen Shu. Long Zheng. Jennifer Ann Zink. Sebastian Lee.
Congratulations. Will the Doctor of Nurse Anesthesia graduates rise and don your caps? As your name is called, approach the platform to be hooded and proceed across the stage to receive your degree.
Rodney Randolph Hiddle. Neil Ketchum. Kevin Doyle Curry. Marty Angelo Espina. Jesus Alberto Recio. Freco Sun. Marife Atanasio Bacani. Jocelyn Lowe. Rochelle Nicole Young. Melissa Catherine Wohlers. Summer Flanders. Jorge Maldonado Lopez. Bradley Runyon. Lucas Kalina. Samuel Phillips. Garrett Michael Rupert. Suji Kang. Catherine Vera Spolsdorf. Laura Ruth Dillon. Jacqueline Michelle Schuster.
This microphone?
You can definitely.
I'm just picking any microphone that works. It will continue to be a great day today. And now, will the Master of Science and Master of Public Health please rise and don your caps? And as your name is called, please approach the platform to receive your degrees.
Elizabeth Rosalia Tapia.
Ramatulai H. Watara.
Tim Tuai.
Marshall Fung.
Miguel Cervantes.
Amarjot Singh Tin.
Namisha Mazumdar.
Xingyue Shao.
Yuen Tong Liu.
Cha Xin Lin.
Elin Liu.
Natida Owatapanit.
Yi Ching He.
Peter J. Polacek.
Yao Liu.
Mohammed Al-Haydari.
Bintao Wang.
Emily Zhu.
Tianyang Bai.
Zainab Sarah Hassan.
Jin Ki Yu.
Claire Yang Bai.
Zi Yang.
Brandon Constantino Ruiz.
Guan Lin Leo.
Lu Ching Ren.
Tian Rang Deng.
Tate Alexis Ralston.
Zhu Tian.
Ashley Noriega.
Jia Jen Cheng.
Lily Zhu.
Melissa Kirsten Lorenzo.
Huishi Gao.
Eudora Hu.
Romano Michael Orlando.
Anita Lee.
Chia Hua Chen.
Yun Young Ma.
Bharat Rai.
Jue Han Wang.
Ram Ayala.
Camelia Ryu.
Xiaoyuan S. Zhu.
Wenbo Jiang.
Edward Seokhyun Kim.
Rocio Ramirez.
Su Young Ryu.
Cecilia Faith Solis Avilar.
June Lee.
Atira Pratap.
Ashwath Raj.
Laura Marie Camelia Hoshmand.
Jackson Cross Abercrombie.
Susanna Gregorian.
Mingxi Ye.
Mariela Rojas.
Bo Cheng.
Dara Bruce.
Yongshen Lee.
Kyle Lindsay Stuhl.
Yixing Huang.
Samantha Jean Tago.
Krishna Parekh.
Aloma Alexis Westby.
Bryce Redmond.
Jose Antonio Ubeda.
Nicolette Ani Perjonian.
Ben Corbett Taylor.
Chris Frias.
Summer Lynn Glasgow.
Gustavo Alexander Valle.
D'Artagnan Tai Fan.
Brandon Sedagot.
Jade Giachi Tin.
Alexandros Comanescu.
Sophie Peck.
Hamid Reza Hoveda.
Mayat Wei.
Valerie Hakime.
Danielle Snaza.
Hannah Mihan Warden.
Andrea Leonor.
Patricia Athena Pan.
Marilyn Lynn Davidson.
Sarah Grace McWhirter.
Liana Pakinan.
Arya Pradipchandra Pawar.
Erin Haley Gaspar.
Tadiwanesha Mukuratigwa.
Tuba Asif Riyaz.
Gabriela Antonia Lopez.
Ray Alexi Uklusin Bali.
Melina Asrafrayan Miyazian.
Han Young Liu.
Nishan Sohimi.
Arendiz Tirakchi.
Fangjo Bien.
Danielle Rubinovich.
Daniel Oscar Norwitz.
Myra Ziad.
Seth Levi Smith.
Jared Zen Simmons.
Viti Dave.
Owen Vega.
Rod Jafal.
Peter Andang Nguyen.
Sydney Taylor Chef.
Yen Lin Lee.
Kira Thomas,
Yan Liang,
Artie Dixit,
Shakira Medani,
Jordan Elliott Jalen Robinson,
Brittany Monique Bynum,
Leslie Gabriela Aguilar,
Christopher Taitano Johnson,
Alexis Sierra Higgins Williams,
Brennan Kendulaf,
Antonella Dorigo,
Jasmine Monique Alvarez,
Maria Isabel Hernandez,
Apurva Anirudh Du Pakar,
Angelique Gomruyan,
Dina Shinsky,
Amal Abulif,
Tanya Isayan,
Mary Manucherpur,
Chase Kimberly Henning,
Celine Nabil Saade,
Desiree Gabriela Brown,
Cynthia Flores,
Alisa Powell,
Ashley Catherine Martinez,
Hannah Ayub,
Kimia Godrati,
Sarah Cassandra Hazul Ko Osan,
Kayla Angeline Asuncion Kayanan,
Sarah Liang,
Kaya Therese Rice,
Mi Liu,
Sonali Mata,
Yu Chung Pian,
Yvonne Shen,
Anthony El Luchador Gustic,
Kian Godrati,
Luis Albert Salinas,
Marissa Anderson,
Crystal Vargas,
Jeremy Velasquez,
Sway Mint,
Catherine Nicole Hayes,
Stacy Lowe,
Sheila Rao,
Cynthia Lee,
Timothy Torno,
Mahima Chilikunti,
Jessie Tien Nguyen,
Parnia Abrisham Chian,
Karen Lian Wong,
Joshua Narafshan,
Crystal Aline Ash,
Dro Mandani,
Athena Eleftheriadis,
Mateen Sadeji,
Andrew Takahiro Kinoshita,
Aliriza Vadati,
Sri Ramya Vemulakonda,
Kusha Yaghobian,
Taylor Kramer,
Murnaz Mir,
Edwin Alberto Deras,
Kiana Kodatustan,
Vanessa Guadalupe Silva,
Lily Aguirre,
Erica Vanessa Ramirez,
Carolyn Park.
Kayla Aisha McGarrell.
Neda Tina Tumasby.
Elnas Guvachian.
Maya Sunil Joshi.
Honor Angelica Fotrell.
David Allen Bina.
Dayanara Ramirez Ruiz.
Christina Hyungo Chung.
Solomon Kim.
Aisha Tar.
Jorge Barahona.
Noel Mackenzie Parker.
Noel Anne Marie Espaline Pardo.
Noor Haniye Saeed.
Anahit Nargisian.
Sori Eskenazi.
Cassidy Janelle Hernandez Tamayo.
Carlos Marroquin.
Kanungnik Yiryai.
Viren Parmer.
Shetlali Lopez Torres.
Angelica Velasco.
Vanessa Rita Baca.
Wenny Wong.
Patricia Del Mundo.
Alexandria Farmer.
Regine Minia.
Noel Harper McPhail.
Emma Elizabeth Baluzian.
Jennifer Franklin.
Melanie Kayabyab.
Lauren Elizabeth Cook.
Cameron Kelly Woods.
Sabrina Park.
Nok Long Huyn.
Nicholas David Wong.
Christina Ann Perry.
Evelyn Vega.
Mamta Desai.
Mahral Demirjian.
Julie Ann D'Isabella.
Mehek Kaur.
Leanna Gasparian.
Evan Patrick Foley.
Devaki Jasu Patel.
Chloe Alexandra Nishanwonder.
Sandy Rios.
Kira Guy.
Ima Alexandria Ohiwere.
Amanda Favila Meza.
Katrina Jacoby.
Ashlyn Kishore Mannix.
Julianne Marie Lopez. Julianne Marie Lewis.
Vivian Song.
Shaylin Elizabeth Morrison.
Angelica Gansky.
Isabella Cordova Arianes.
Colleen Ann Corrigan.
Jason Mark Koloje.
Troy Reese.
Shrijan Mukherjee.
Nicole Jadira Cabriha.
Vic Thuy Nguyen.
Neil Deval Brambat.
Renuka Kabir.
David Stephen Aguilar.
Anusha Yaragutala.
Aliyah Bati.
Monica Gracian.
Dr. Alma Shaikh.
Jonathan Kuo.
Daniel Yepes.
Danya Al-Hajira.
Aluwafemi David Jimu.
Malik Al-Sali.
Carrie Zhang.
Daniel Bonilla.
Yitong Liu.
Gina Valentina Labo.
Rachel Ko.
Kelsey Danielle Scott.
Yulisa Rodriguez Hernandez.
Soraya Mola Kalapali.
Erica Cisneros LaRue.
Justin Jorvina.
Ali Otasen.
Rajbir Singh Such.
Danielle Raylene Guardado. Nicole Rose Baltasar. Ana Cecilia Caballero Ponce. Hina Chowdhury. Jesus Gerardo Cervantes Pina. Sarah Michiko Amato. Ani Bagdarsarian. Seda Kalulian. Erica Quang. Grace Elizabeth Axelson. Angel Wabi. William Sawyer Randall. Imani Anna Belize Richburg. Nagme Aminzadeh. Jonathan K.
Graduates of the class of 2022, please stand. Flip your tassels from the right to the left. So the turning of the tassel signifies your achievement of your degree, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to the ranks of the Keck School of Medicine alumni. So this is a very special group of individuals who have shared experiences at the University of Southern California and the LA County USC Medical Center. I would also like to thank the many family members and friends who are here and to help celebrate your special day and this momentous occasion. Reverend Berklow, please step forward and deliver the benediction.
Let us savor a silent moment together as this ceremony ends. Let us prayerfully and thankfully direct our souls toward our graduates, feeling the satisfaction and the fulfillment of their achievement with them. O source and center of life, may all of our graduates resolve now to hold their degrees as a sacred trust, employed to fight on for the greater health and well-being of each human life they touch, directly or indirectly. And may all our hearts overflow with a spirit of holy hallelujah. Let's go and celebrate. Amen.
The Trojan Marching Band will now play the Alma Mater. So, commencement ceremonies are now closed. Audience, please remain seated until the end of the recessional. The University Park campus, located across Figueroa Street, provides you with an ideal setting for photographs of the occasion that you will treasure. Far more so than the chaos that immediately follows as you exit the Galen Center. So please feel free to make your way across Figueroa Street to the campus. And then one final instruction to the students of the class of 2022. Please stay in the procession as you exit the Galen Center. As you exit, the Keck staff will give you a small gift to commemorate this special occasion. Congratulations. Will the members of the platform party and graduates, well, you guys are already standing. They're telling me to tell you to stand. But the platform party, please stand.